Okay, well thank you very much for the reading. That was quite interesting, pretty awesome. Now I hear that you've had some paranormal activity.
Yes, I have some really interesting pictures that I've been collecting over the years.
Now, before we go into these photos, did you know that Williams Lake is full of unexplainable mysteries as well?
Good afternoon, and welcome to downtown Williams Lake, where there's stories that you had no idea were hiding around every corner.
It's that time of year again when spirits wander the streets even in daylight and ghosts circle the old cowboy town.
Let's get started by hearing some of the stories right around our local corners.
To the untrained eye, these buildings and streets look like any other, but to Mary, it's a playground full of unexplainable mysteries and hidden stories.
There are many fires that happen in our community. Is it a firebug? Is it a poltergeist? You decide. So just recently we lost the Bank of Commerce. It used to be right here across the street from us, but it was moved next to Red Shreds. But then, just this past summer, it burned. Suspicious circumstances. But a story that happened at the Bank of Commerce in the 1950s. The manager had spent a long evening working hard, and at 11 o'clock at night, finally he closed up the bank. As he left, a gentleman stranger came up and said, "Going my way, sir?" They walked together to the corner until he pulled a gun on him. Mr. Hellier, he tried very hard to get away, and in the end, he was shot in the gut. The man escaped. Now in the same area, just across the street, fire claims another building. Right across from us, a fabulous building, the Maple Leaf Hotel, moved in 2 different instances, and in the end, taken by fire.
Mary Forbes is a well-known member of the community and an archaeologist by trade. Her knowledge about Williams Lake is mind-blowing.
I do guided historic walks here in Williams Lake in a period costume throughout the year, from winter right through to summer, the heat of the summer and the freezing cold of the winter. And it just makes sense to do a Halloween tour as well.
During Halloween, she calls upon her unique family gift and awakens her inner ghoul.
My interest in the supernatural has always been there. I have some family members that are quite clairvoyant, or they have the ability to see things that not everybody sees. What looks like an everyday parking lot downtown Williams Lake has a ghoulish story behind it. Did you know that St. Peter's Anglican Church was originally located behind me? This was considered the suburbs of Williams Lake because everything was down by the station house.
Mary is the president of the Potato House, and ironically, it's one of the most well-known haunted places in town. And did I mention mysterious activities still happen nearly every day?
If you come a little bit closer, you can see history still stands in Williams Lake. Our historic and haunted Potato House. The Potato House, built in the 1930s, their housekeeper worked at the Maple Leaf Hotel, and she passed away in the Potato House. Her beloved husband, when she passed, wouldn't live with her anymore. Well, her corporeal spirit. But she's still there today. Many of the doors will lock and won't open until she decides that you can come into the room.
Creepy, isn't it? But to the spiritually sensitive Mary, having a resident spirit around is enjoyable.
Alcina has been nothing but a pleasure to have on site. And Mr. Quintella was very clear that the reason he was selling it to us is because we were going to maintain the house and the site, because his wife had passed away there and she did love the property so much.
Others are not so comfortable with the undead.
I was one of the first ones to get in there when we first gained access to the building, and I went in on my own and did a photo shoot, and it was after that photo shoot that I learned about Alcina's death in the house, and I wasn't really aware that there were doors shutting and stuff like that, so that's kind of creepy that I was in there by myself, and I'm glad that I didn't run across that.
Alcina is not a shy spirit either. Many have seen her tricks.
And while we were there on both times, I had the doors lock on me and I couldn't get them open, and I would go to leave out to my car to get my cell phone to call Mary, because I'm like, do you have a key for the doors? And I would go inside and nobody else is in the house and the doors would be open. And it would be open before, and I would like leave the room like to go upstairs, and I'd come back downstairs and it's closed and locked. Nobody else in the potato house. And there's also like an old doctor's bag on the floor. It was in one spot, and I was there by myself setting up. And when I had come back in, it was moved across the room on the other side of the room by the stairs.
You can find Mary dressed up as the undead at the first Williams Lake Zombie Walk on Halloween. For Go Williams Lake, I'm Christina Jung.